Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2015 2024, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence. United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our session, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating the auspicious occasion of Sri Ram Navami, that is Sri Ram Jayanti, or the birthday of Lord Sri Ram. So we are celebrating Sri Ram Navami on April 17th this year, which is an auspicious day for all humans across the world, not just for Hindus, because Lord Rama is known as Maryada Purushottam. That means we should learn from Lord Rama how we have to conduct ourselves. So irrespective of one's caste, religion, belief system, or no matter where you belong to, which country or place you belong to, how a human being should conduct himself or herself can only be learned from Lord Rama. That's why if you want an ideal human being on the planet whom you can take as an example is none other than Lord Sri Rama. That is why today it is not just important for the Hindus, but for the entire human beings or human species on the planet. So, irrespective of one's religion, belief system, everyone should know about Lord Rama and his entire life so that we can we can conduct ourselves in a manner that is appreciated by the entire community or entire nation or entire planet at large. So this day is a wonderful opportunity not only just to celebrate, rejoice the birth of Lord Sri Rama, but also the wedding of Lord Sri Rama and Sri Goddess Sita, but also to learn about the human values, virtues, and ideal conduct, morality, ethics of human beings, humanity, all can be learned from the life of Lord Sri Rama. So that's why this day is not just important for a specific community, it's for everyone. So everyone has to be part of this wonderful celebrations. Then only we'll be able to learn and have an idea of how a human being should conduct himself or herself. So this day is celebrated annually on the ninth day during the bright phase of the Hindu month of Chaitra, which is the first month of the new year on the ninth day. So this day marks the birth of Lord Sri Rama, and it is celebrated all over the world, especially with pomp and glory in India. Ramayana is the life story of Lord Sri Ram and his family and his beloved wife, Sita. And it is considered a message for everyone. That's why, if you don't know about Rama, your life is waste. In the sense, you will never know the purpose of your world on this planet until and unless you know about Lord Rama and his life. Such a significant story is the Lord Sri Rama's that gives us a true picture of how a human life can be and what would be the opportunities and challenges one could face and how one can overcome the moral and ethical dilemmas that comes over period of time in our lives, over multiple times. So it is also considered as an epic with a message that is relevant for the eternity for everyone on this planet and even above. So let's together celebrate and seek the blessings of Lord Sri Rama and Sita. Today, Ramayana stands a world-renowned literature work and also the great epic and a great story of Lord Sri Rama. It is one of the largest epics and contains more than thousands of verses, around 24,000 verses. This accuracy of the mentions in the epic, the story, it is not a story that has been created. It is the life of Sri Rama which actually happened, a true story. So I will be using story, but it should be understood as true story. And this story, it was originally, written by sage Valmiki in the Sanskrit language. And it follows the perspective of Sita, Ram's beloved wife. The original story does not give any godly attributes to Ram. That is the greatness of Lord Ram. That's why, as a normal human being, how he led in spite of being the God is all what we have to learn. That's why you will not see, glorified things like God, like various other stories. It might be true story or a cooked up story, but this is a true story and which never glorified Rama. There are numerous versions of the story which tells the events from different perspectives. Whatever the perspective may be or the version may be, it is immortalized by millions of hearts who find inspiration, motivation, devotion, bhakti in this great true story. So, Rama is a role model for any person who seeks the path of truth, love, duty, commitment, compassion, devotion, irrespective of one's religion, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, geography, location. Nova. The Ramayana that followed or showcased Ram as an avatar of Vishnu, one of the three deities in Hindu religion or mythology. That is a perspective in Hindus, but it is a global story that everyone needs to read it, understand it, and follow it. Astrological signs provide the significant time and date of birth, which is calculated based on Ramayana. The story is a journey through the life of Lord Sri Ram and Sita and about the sacrifices they have to make for their family, for their people, and for their nation, for their kingdom, and for well-being of planet at large. This epic tells us about the plight of humans, even the stronger ones. So there are different scholars who have worked and have been working to interpret Ramayana and to trace out its actual dates. As per the Institute for Scientific Research on Vedas records the birth of Lord Rama as January 10th in and around 5114 BC. So these are estimates given by them. And their first meeting happens on September 12th, where Hanuman meets Sita in 5076 BC. And the first Ramayana, see here, first Ramayana doesn't mean, it has occurred first time or something like that. It is written by sage Valmiki, as Valmiki composes based on the facts of how Ramayana has occurred and how he learned about it and composed Ramayana in between 500 to 100 BC. Ralph T. H. Giffith translates Ramayana to English in 1850, which was originally in Sanskrit. And it is also the central figure of Ramayana, being the hero of the true story, and is considered an incarnation of Lord Sri Vishnu, the supreme deity. Hanuman, who is also another important person, who is another role model next to Lord Rama for his devotion, dedication, commitment, selfless service to Lord Sri Rama, also famously known as monkey god or monkey warrior, are the most loyal devotees of Ram, is considered an immortal. He is blessed immortal, and he is still alive even in today's time, helping the devotees of Lord Rama and Lord Mahavishnu. Even in immortal, in Hindu lore, some devotees worship him as a symbol of strength, faith, and loyalty. Of course, we cannot tell everything in the perspective of science, because science is it's still infancy, and we need a lot of further research, tools, and technologies to go back and explain in terms of science. So till then, science is not capable of mentioning or talking about this. As we know, unless and until we have authority on a particular subject, we are not supposed to talk it. That's what the first one of the major principles of science. So when you have not studied, so you have no right to comment on it. That is a respect value that has to be given to every subject. When you become a scientist, you have studied something, and that doesn't certify you an authority on that. You have studied something which is written by someone, which is certified by some body, and that body certifies that you have qualified, and you can talk only on that. It's nothing more and beyond. So there are many things which are not mentioned. So by just having a doctorate or postdoctorate or just having something, you cannot talk on each and every subject. You just got on your topic, some topic in a subject, you might have got a doctorate or a postdoctorate. That doesn't make you, an authority for everything on the planet. You are just on that topic, and there is a lot more to research that you yourself, as a research scholar, you know that there is a lot beyond your PhD or postdoctorate. So just having these doctoral degrees doesn't make you an authority. So that's why when we say these are beyond the scope and limitations of science, we cannot explain, but we are putting efforts to bring this under the scope and limitations of science. But it will take time, because we need to expand the boundaries, scope, and limitations of science. Within the present purview, scope, and limitations of science, it is not appropriate, or it will not be able to, science as such will not be able to explain these. That's why we need to go beyond, to look different perspective. Like you cannot see many things through naked eye, and you cannot feel many things, but still they exist. It doesn't mean that they doesn't exist. We doesn't know many things, even many species which are existing on the planet, but that doesn't mean they are not existing and they are not functioning. They are performing their role. So by simply we should not put our ignorance and convert or transform into arrogance and portray it as an intelligence. So we have to be very humble. Whatever we know, we know. Whatever we don't know, we don't know. We have to accept that. Then only science can progress. If you are not able to accept that, then you are trying to cook up various stories which are not true in nature. And that is not at all a scientist should do, a research scholar should do. So, this is a day to join prayers for a prosperous and safe world. And it is also a day to exchange gifts and alms charity in the name of Lord Sri Ram. So this day you see a lot of sweets and lot of special drink that is summer quencher, good especially for the entire summer. If you take it daily, it will help you cool your body, like panakam and vadapappu, the green gram soaked overnight with jaggery. If you take these both, you can get rid of lot of summer diseases and disorders, and you can maintain your health and well-being. So that's why today these two are specially prepared apart from many other delicacies and offerings, food offerings. These two are very important. Of course, there are various other reasons as well, but we'll not get into it in detail due to paucity of time. So Lakshman, who is Lord Sri Ram's brother, was so committed, dedicated that literally he did not sleep during the 14 years of exile to guard Rama and Sita. So he was a great, devoted, sleepless brother. The white stripes on the Indian squirrel's body are believed to be given by Lord Rama when he touched the squirrel. There are numerous versions of Ramayana with different narratives from the original. So everyone, see, even if you read Ramayana and try to understand, you will understand it in a different manner, not in the exact manner, because we always have something subjective and our own experiences when we reproduce the same story. And it is proved phenomena. When someone tells you something, you will never be able to produce the same thing. You will add something to it, you will remove something from it, or you will modify it and convey it. We have learned in the communication theories how the message gets modified over period of time and over course and similarly. So various communication theories are there, scientific theories which tells about. Anyway, that's a different thing. So the original Ramayana has 24,000 verses, which was basically a Sita-centric story. And Lord Sri Ram was never a godly incarnation in the original Ramayana. He was portrayed as an ordinary man. Who is just like us, who is embracing the life and also facing the challenges of life. This day is a wonderful opportunity as Hinduism, or as such, the root for everything that exists today, Sanatana Dharma, which is a simple way of life, but we have made it it a very complex way of life where multiple thoughts, belief system, religions, philosophies, belief systems came together. And we made things very complicated. So it is a wonderful opportunity to know about different mythologies, philosophies, and also different religions, and try to analyze and understand how all are having roots to the source, that is Sanatana Dharma, and how we can learn from Lord Rama, which you can see all the qualities of Rama, or some of the qualities of Rama exist in all the religions, or all the gods which have been existing today. King Dashratha had three queens, Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. The three queens were unable to give birth to a child for a long time. So King Dashratha performed a sacred ritual known as Putra Kameshti Yaga or Yagna, which was suggested by a sage, Vashishta. In this ritual, the king served payasam to all his wives to fulfill his wish of having a child. As a result, the king was blessed with a baby boy on the 9th day of the Hindu month, Chaitra. Queen Kaushalya gave birth to Lord Sri Rama, whereas the other queens gave birth to Sri Lakshmana and Sri Bharata. So Ram Navami is one of the major festivals celebrated by the people belonging to India. Basically, India was a Hindu country until these Christians, Muslims entered into the country. And Lord Rama is also believed to be the seventh avatar of the Hindu Lord Vishnu. Although this day is declared as holiday in many states, it is celebrated on different days based on the regional customs and tradition. So generally this day is celebrated by performing rituals at home, then visiting temples, observing fasts, or consuming food feast and seeking Lord Rama's blessings. This spring festival clearly promotes the idea of victory of good over evil. So Rama was born at the end of second age or Treta Yuga, and he came into the world, especially at the bidding of the gods to deal with the fearsome multi-headed demon, Ravana, and the king of Lanka, which is present-day modern Lanka. This day is also celebrated by performing the Kanya Puja ritual. In this ritual, prasad is distributed among girls in the form of halwa and puri, which is a famous food in India. Rama is also known as Ramchandra, and he is also seen as the epitome of perfection, who fulfills all his responsibilities towards his family. And Rama was born at noon in Ayodhya. That's why we see The Sri Rama Kalyanam or Sri Ram Navami celebrated exactly at 12 noon. Even today, we have seen the Surya Tilak in Ayodhya was exactly in between 11:58 to 12:03 noon, where the Lord Surya or the Lord Sun has blessed the God of Lord Sri Rama today with his rays falling on the forehead tilak. Of course, it was also mentioned in Ramayana that at the time of birth of Lord Rama, Lord Surya or Sriman Narayana or Surya Narayana or God's Son has blessed and wished Lord Rama. So that is the significance of today's Surya Tilak. In Ayodhya. And even today, nowhere else significant Kalyanam is performed of Lord Sri Rama and Sita, a very well-known sacred place, Bhadrachalam, which is also known as South Ayodhya. Today we have witnessed the celebrations of Sri Ram Navami and the Kalyanam, that marriage of Lord Sri Ram and Sita at 12 noon, which is the Lagna for the marriage, Muhurta for the marriage. And as already mentioned, Lord Sri Rama has three siblings, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. And Lord Sri Rama married Sita, who was the daughter of the king of Videha. The whole story or the life of Rama is written in the Ramayana, which is an ancient Indian text, part of the scriptures, ancient scriptures. So the important message of the festival clearly states that the triumph of good over evil. Since the birth of Lord Sri Rama had the purpose of defeating the evil spirit of Ravana, the festival of Ram Navami glorifies the power of faith on Lord Rama, on God. It signifies the removal of negativity, since Rama defeated Ravana and removed evil through good. This celebration also signifies how evil and negativity were removed from the world and always be defeated. So Ram Navami is celebrated, as already mentioned, has different, slightly significant ways in different areas or regions on the planet, especially in India. In Uttar Pradesh, Ayodhya is the most significant place to celebrate the birth anniversary of Lord Sri Rama. It is considered highly auspicious to take a bath in the sacred river Sarayu, Sarayu on Ramanavami. So lakhs of devotees take a holy dip in this river of Sarayu before they visit the famous Kanak Bhavan temple in Ayodhya and other temples. And being the birthplace of Lord Rama, Ayodhya during Ram Navami is similar to what Mathura is during Krishna Janmashtami. Is celebrated with such a pomp and glory. Even Ram Navami is celebrated in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. The Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, which is the richest temple in the world, celebrates Ram Navami with great fervor. The administration of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams observe religious event of Sri Ram Navami Asthana on the significant day of Sri Rama Navami, and Abhishekam is performed to Lord Sri Rama along with the family. In Telangana, the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, Bhadrachalam temple in Telangana is dedicated to Lord Rama and Goddess Sita. The wedding anniversary of Lord Rama and his consort Sita is celebrated every year with much fanfare, fervor, pomp and glory. On the auspicious day of Ram Navami, and this event is popularly known as Sri Ramanavami Kalyanotsav. And tomorrow, the next day after this Utsav, Sri Rama Pattabhishekam, the coronation of Lord Sri Rama, is celebrated tomorrow with the same fervor, pomp and glory. And in Tamil Nadu, devotees of Lord Rama perform Kalyanotsav. During Kalyanotsav, the symbolic marriage ceremony of Lord Sri Rama and Goddess Sita is conducted, and deities are taken to the streets through a ceremonial procession. A special recipe named Panakam is prepared on the auspicious day of Sri Ram Navami. The Panakam is sweet liquid made of ginger powder, jaggery, peppercorns, and cardamoms. The Panakam is known as a natural body coolant and served to devotees in palm, similar to Gangajal in North Indian temples. And also it is distributed in small tumblers, glasses, where you can consume it as juice, as food offering. The day of Ram Navami is also very significant for ISKCON temples across the world, and celebrate Ram Navami by organizing special events, procession of Lord Sri Rama and Goddess Sita, Abhishekam of Lord Sri Rama, and performing Homa are some of the rituals which are performed in most ISKCON temples across the world. Lord Rama, being the incarnation of Lord Sri Vishnu, is an important incarnation as Lord Sri Krishna for the followers of ISKCON. As Lord Sri Rama and Lord Sri Krishna both are incarnations of Lord Sri Mahavishnu. So you can just watch some movies based on Ramayana, so that would be easier for you to know about the life of Rama, especially watch those old movies. So due to paucity of time, we will end here and may seek and the blessings of Lord Sri Rama. And before ending, I would like to, give a short note on the Surya Tilak ceremony at Ayodhya's temple. Earlier days, we are not, maybe the younger generations may not be aware, and those who have been in metro cities, or even earlier, there were no metro cities as such, like even the Kolkata, Madras, they, in these cities, especially, those days in our times, most of the areas didn't have electricity, no, and we used oil lamps, as day and night for the light. And in many houses, even in my, ancestors' house, which is still exists, in that house there is no electricity at all. But we had the technology of lighting system. We used to have a lamp. We used a lamp, and with that lamp, we had glasses station or some kind of jewels that were stationed at certain locations and certain angles that used to reflect the light from the lamp across the room and across the rooms, I mean, entire corridor of the house, inside as well as outside. Even multiple lamps were used and multiple such arrangements with glasses, mirrors, and similar material, reflective material, which is natural, like some stones uh, were reflective. We use those in strategic locations, to provide lighting to all nook and corner of the house and corridors. Similarly, earlier, many, palaces were also having such arrangements. Even we see in Konark Temple also, they were constructed in such a way that sun rays used to fall directly into the house so that there is natural light and heat energy flowing. That's what the even our ancient Vastu Shastra also talks about proper ventilation, proper lighting, proper heat, and all. So that's why when we look at ancient temples and forts, they are constructed in such a way there is a free flow of air, light, and energy, heat, sun rays passing through, so that they get abundant light, natural light, and those are captured, those are reflected to the places where there is no direct sunlight. So this is also a similar kind of arrangement that has been made today. As we all have witnessed a unique event as a forehead of the Lord Ramlalla idol was anointed with a ray of sunlight known as Surya Tilak on the occasion of Ram Navami. So now we have a lot of technology with us. So using cutting-edge scientific expertise, a 5.8 centimeter beam of light hit the deity's forehead. To achieve this remarkable phenomenon, a specialized instrument was designed. A team of 10 esteemed Indian scientists stationed at Ram Mandir ensured that the success of this auspicious event on Ram Navami. For approximately 3 to 3.5 minutes, starting at 12 noon, sunlight was precisely directed onto the statue forehead using a combination of mirrors and lenses. So, commissioned by the Temple Trust, scientists from a leading government institution devised a sophisticated apparatus consisting of mirrors and lens. This mechanism, officially termed the Surya Tilak mechanism, marks a significant scientific and engineering feat. Dr. Pradeep Kumar Ramcharla, scientist, the director of Central Building Research Institute, CBRI, Roorkee, explained the intricate workings of the optomechanical system. The optomechanical system consisted of 4 mirrors and 4 lenses fitted inside the tilt mechanism and piping systems. The complete cover with the aperture for the tilt mechanism is placed in the top floor to divert the sun rays through mirrors and lenses to the Garbhagruha. The final lens and the mirror focus the sun rays on the forehead of Sri Ram facing east. The tilt mechanism is used to adjust the first mirror's tilt, sending the sun rays towards the north direction to the second mirror to make Surya Tilak on every year's Sri Ram Navami. So all the piping and other parts are manufactured using brass material. The mirrors and lenses are of very high quality and durable to sustain a long period. The inner surfaces of pipes, elbows, and enclosures are black powder coated to avoid scattering of sunlight. Also, at the top aperture, an infrared filter glass is used to restrict the sun's heat waves from falling onto the idol's forehead so that it doesn't get heated. So, members of the team, there were 10 members. This development of Surya Tilak mechanism involved collaboration between scientists from CBRI Roorkee and the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, IIAP Bengaluru, employing a special gearbox and using reflective mirrors and lenses. The team orchestrated the precise alignment of sun rays from the temple's third floor to the inner sanctum, Garbhagruha, using the established principles of solar tracking. Technical support from the Indian Institute of Astrophysics and the manufacturing expertise of Optica, a Bangalore-based company, further helped the project's execution. Dr. Pradeep Chauhan, scientist from the Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee, said with confidence that the Surya Tilak would flawlessly anoint the statue of Ram Lalla, given the fixed day of Ram Navami based on the lunar calendar. Intricate arrangements involving 19 gears were implemented to ensure the timely occurrence of this auspicious ritual, all without relying on electricity or batteries or iron-based components. India's premier institution in the field of astronomy, the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, IIA, in Bengaluru, has devised a solution to reconcile the apparent disparity between lunar and solar Gregorian calendars. We possess the requisite expertise in positional astronomy, elaborated by Dr. Annapurni Subramaniam, director of IIA, adding, this expertise was applied to ensure the sun rays symbolized by a Surya Tilak could ceremoniously anoint the idol of Ram Lalla on every Ram Navami. So the team from CSIR, CBRI includes Dr. S.K. Panigrahi, Dr. R.S. Bish, Mr. Kant Solanki, Mr. V. Chakradhar, Mr. Dinesh, and Mr. Samir, Professor R. Pradeep Kumar, Director of CSIR CBRI, mentored the project. From IIA Bangalore, Dr. Dr. Annapurni S., Director of IIA, Engineer S. Sriram, and Professor Tushar Prabhu are the consultants. Mr. Rajinder Kotaria, Managing Director of Optica, and his team, Mr. Nagraj, Mr. Vivek, and Mr. Tav Kumar, are actively involved in the execution and installation process. So that made today's Surya Tilak at Ayodhya possible and a wonderful memory to all of us for the entire nation. We'll be resuming in a minute. Kindly stay online. Today is also commemorated as International Bat Appreciation Day, which is a chance to show our flying and mostly nocturnal friends some love, as well as it is obviously being a great excuse to bring a few Batman movies. It's an opportunity to develop deep and learn the important role bats play in ecosystem and biodiversity. There are over 1400 different bat species, and contrary to popular opinion, they aren't blind. So, without further ado, let's creep a little deeper into the cave and take a look closer at the International Bat Appreciation Day. Bat Conservation International, in short known as BCI, was founded in 1982 by a group of concerned scientists who recognized the importance of protecting bats. Bats contribute towards controlling pests, create rich fertilizer for landowners, and pollinate fruit and flowers. BCI aims to conserve bats and their habitats through a combination of education, conservation, and research. Human activities such as deforestation, mining, and irresponsible tourism have caused a substantial decrease in bats' population. Bats have often been understudied and misunderstood animals. They are often perceived as disease spreaders, when in reality, they help keep the numbers of many pests down. Between 2014 and 2018, the BCI identified 35 critically endangered species of bat, that is, it became a priority to protect. These species are spread throughout the world, including the US, South America, and Philippines, to help their cause and increase awareness on all that bats do for the environment. The BCI introduced International Bat Appreciation Day so that bats have an important role to play, and we should be grateful for their presence on this day every year. The BCA collects more than 13,000 signatures in support of the Bracken Cave Preserve in May 2013, and Bat Conservation International, the leading organization for the protection of bats, is created in 1982. German naturalist Johann Friedrich von Eschscholtz is first to document the largest bat in the world, the giant golden crowned flying frogs, which is the largest discovery in 1831. The oldest confirmed species of bat, Onconitceteris, is believed to have lived in the Oconee period, first ever bat somewhere around 52.5 million years ago. So today is an important day because we can learn all about roles bats play within ecosystems and begin to protect and care for them. There are more than 40 species of bats that live in US. So bats have a varied diet depending on the species. Bats eat a variety of things, fruits, nectars, insects, and even blood. A single brown bat can eat around 1,200 mosquitoes in 1 hour. They are voracious eaters, so they can be a good controllers of mosquitoes and many such other insects. They have fast metabolisms, as bats can digest mangoes and other large food in just about 20 minutes. And they open up a wound and lick the blood instead. So vampire bats don't suck blood. And there are more than 1,400 species of bat. That's about a quarter of all total mammal species. So bats face a diverse array of threats: human hunting, deforestation, destruction of their habitats, and much more, putting many of these unique species on the brink of extinction. It is important to know how to conserve these wonderful creatures. While many see bats as blood-sucking, disease-ridden pests, the truth of the matter that bats play an important role within the ecosystem, especially with pollination and the reduction of harmful insects. Bats are considered keystone species that are essential to the ecosystem. Without bats pollination and seed dispensing services, local ecosystems could gradually collapse and entire zones would not be as rich in flora and fauna as they are right now. Today is also commemorated as International Day of Mastering Conversations That Matter in US. Important conversations are the reason why humanity stands where it is today. The ability to communicate is what separates us from all other species in the world. The advancements in medical science and technology testify to what humans are capable of. All these achievements can be traced back to an idea that was shared, discussed, and debated. Important conversations have helped build empires from scratch, and the lack of them has resulted in their fall. Not just empires, but relationships tend to break apart with poor communication. It is important for the survival of the human race to constantly share ideas and bridge gaps. It is important to learn and discuss things in the past so that we can have a better tomorrow. Over 4,000 years since the first debating societies emerged in ancient Greece and India. So you need to have and develop conversational skills. Like listening, a conversation is a two-way street, and listening is an integral part of the conversation. Sometimes non-verbal cues speak louder than words. That's why body language is very important. Speak slowly, ensures that other person can listen to you attentively and process the idea that you are expressing. Some things are better expressed with certain words, so having a wide vocabulary tremendously improves communication. So improve your vocabulary. Even if you disagree with a person, putting yourself in their position can help you understand where they are coming from. This day reminds of the importance of having meaningful conversations. It can be with your family, your spouse, your kids, or your parents, or with your workforce. Many people observe this day by taking steps to improve their communication skills, either by enrolling themselves in courses or participating in debates. See what you can do on this day to join. This is a day of learning and sharing knowledge. It gives us a chance to learn new things and share them with friends and family. Today is also commemorated as International Haiku Poetry Day and also National Haiku Day. It is an initiative of the Haiku Foundation, celebrates the art from every April 17th. A haiku is an ancient art of Japanese poetry that consists of 3 lines with the syllable structure 575. Although this is contested for being a Western way of teaching the haiku, Japanese haikus also count sounds, not only syllables. Haikus typically revolve around nature, the passing of seasons, or ephemeral beauty. At the risk of sounding like your high school English teacher, they rely more on images and metamorphs. They also are very concise due to their short length. The Haiku Foundation hosts many events on this day, such as readings, exhibitions, and competitions. It also sponsors the Haiku Life, Haiku Film Festival, Etra is Rolling, Haiku Collaboration, and several international gatherings. Matsuo Basho, 1644 to 1694, is perhaps the greatest haiku poet of all time. Read his work to understand what's possible and set your standards high. Anybody can write a haiku, although writing a good one is tricky. Check out online examples for inspiration and try reciting a few out loud for a sense of flow. Although the rules of haiku may seem restrictive, they actually foster creativity by triggering the brain's problem solving center. Haikus are over 400 years old. The haiku form became popular in the 17th century Japan and was tied into practice of Zen meditation. Haikus are so short, poets must count every word. Fewer lines, more punch. Brevity is the essence of the pitch. Today is also commemorated as World Hemophilia Day. World Hemophilia Day is commemorated every year on April 17th, and day is devoted to those who have hemophilia, is marked to raise awareness and also help them have a better future. Hemophilia is a rare condition in which blood cannot clot properly because it lacks adequate blood clotting proteins. So it is currently celebrated globally to improve diagnosis and access to specialized treatment. The goal of the World Hemophilia Day is to bring individuals with bleeding disorders from all over the world together. Hemophilia was identified in the 10th century when doctors began to take an interest in persons, particularly men, who were bleeding profusely after just minor injuries. It was known as abelcus at that time. Unfortunately, thorough investigation into the illness was not possible due to limitations of technology at that time. Numerous famous historical figures, particularly members of European royal families, are thought to have had hemophilia. They were treated with aspirin, which thinned the hemophiliac's blood even more, exacerbating the symptoms. So in 1803, Dr. John Conrad Otto from Philadelphia started to investigate persons. He dubbed bleeders more thoroughly, discovering it to be a genetic condition handed down from healthy mothers to boys. Eric von Willebrand, a Finnish physician, wrote a paper in 1926 describing pseudohemophilia, a bleeding illness that affects both men and women equally. The condition was eventually named von Willebrand disease after him. Inga Marin Nilsson and colleagues at Malmö University Hospital in Sweden discovered that this disease was caused by low or insufficient levels of von Willebrand factor in 1957. Hemophilia was formally classified into two categories in 1937, that is A and B. So, though no treatment for hemophilia has been discovered yet, one can manage the disease by regularly injecting clotting factors to minimize spontaneous bleeding episodes. The World Federation of Hemophilia established the World Hemophilia Day in 1989, and April 17th was selected to commemorate the birthday of the organization's founder, Frank Shanbell. The goal of this day is to promote awareness of the condition and other bleeding diseases and generate funds for the people who cannot afford the treatment. Minor cuts are typically not a big deal, but if you have a severe hemophilia, the greatest worry is internal bleeding. Particularly in your knees, ankles, elbows, internal bleeding may harm your organs, tissues, and can be fatal. Hemophilia is a rare bleeding illness for which there is presently no treatment. Most blood collection centers refuse donors with hemophilia due to danger of bleeding. Other facilities refuse anybody who has previously received factor concentrate due to risk of virus infection. Perhaps the most essential, you should not give blood because you need to safeguard your veins. This is applicable only for hemophiliacs, not for others. To celebrate all persons with bleeding disorder and promote awareness for the World Hemophilia Day, turn on red light in your house, business, or even a local landmark. This is a way to raise awareness. Hemophilia is a genetic condition inherited from mother to child. Hemophilia C is considered less dangerous than hemophilia A and B, and people with hemophilia C don't need clotting factor IV regularly. Because of how the illness is passed down genetically, it is highly unusual for women to be born with it and mostly affects men. Clotting factor tests, also known as factor assays, are necessary to determine a bleeding disease and a severity of hemophilia. Hemophilia A is most prevalent type of condition affecting 1 in every 5,000 boys. Hemophilia B affects 1 in every 25,000 boys, and hemophilia C affects 1 in every 1 lakh boys. Lack of knowledge about this uncommon but severe ailment is causing delayed diagnosis. Lack of awareness can increase the death toll. So this day helps raise funds that goes into researching this condition. As a result, we can learn how to manage it better. And World Hemophilia Day makes it possible for the people living with this condition to connect. It also enables the rest of the world to show support. Today is also commemorated as World Circus Day. Is celebrated on April 17th every year all around the world. This day is created to shine a spotlight on the circus creators, performers, and artists as one of the most popular and universal forms of entertainment. Circus art is brought to the forefront to create awareness for everyone involved in the industry. This day is dedicated to emphasizing their craft, talents, and skills. It also helps them raise funds, attract audiences, and enter the zeitgeist of the entertainment scene. From veteran performance to up and coming artists, this day is dedicated to their hard work and dedication. Circus art is not as easy it looks. It takes years of training and perseverance to achieve mastery. Today, we celebrate them and their contribution to the arts. The circus is the first form of public entertainment where men and women weren't separated. The Circus Maximus was the first circus arena built in the ancient Rome. In the Old Kingdom era, it could fit at least 250,000 spectators per show. Some of the renowned circus arenas of Roman era include Circus Neronis, Circus Flaminus, and Circus of Maxentius. The start of modern circus era began in the 18th century when Philip Astley opened an amphitheatre in Lambeth, London. He pioneered horse riding tricks as a form of entertainment in the form of a public audience. Initially called the performance arena circle, but the term evolved and later on became prominently known as circus. The first mainstream clown was Joseph Grimaldi in 1781. He was very well known for his role as little clown in the shows. The Triumph of Myth or Harlequin's Wedding. Later on, Astley exported his circus to France and was able to build 18 more all across Europe. Today is also commemorated as Blah 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 Day in US to encourage you to listen to those nagging words from your loved ones or friends and to action them. It's also a time to start accomplishing what you have set as New Year's resolution. Did you know the word blah was first used in 1918 memoir in relation to gossiping and talking about meaningless topics? So dictionary defines blah 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 as meaningless chatter, idle gossip. Blah 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 is also used when you are uninterested in something or someone is saying or feel the other person is nagging you. Conversations are interactive communication between two or more people. Humans have been having conversations since dawn of times, and it has been a critical aspect of how we shape the world around us. Through conversations, we shared ideas, learned, and worked towards the development of human civilization. According to historians, the phrase blah 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 is believed to have originated in ancient Greece from bar. This phrase was derived from the sounds made by barbarians, and they were considered to be meaningless noises. Over the millennia, this sound morphed into phrases such as yada 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 and blah blah blah. Aside from being used to refer to the meaningless noises, blab became a term for revealing a secret. That's why we say don't blab. Blab was first used in writing by Howard Vincent O'Brien, an American journalist. He used it in his 1918 memoir, Wine, Women, and War. He pulled old blah about service. Then in 1921, the National Weekly used a double blah in their magazine. Blah is thought to have evolved from blah, which was commonly used in 19th century books. In post World War II, the use of blah, blah, blah increased. According to Google's Ngram Weaver, it increased 50-fold between 1960 and 2000. Today is also commemorated as Ford Mustang Day in US. Is special to all automobile enthusiasts as it celebrates the most successful sports car, the classic Ford Mustang, powered by a robust engine and luring car lovers with its sleek design. This pony car is one of the kind. Ever since the car turned 50, the ideas of fans and Mustang owners getting out on the streets to demonstrate their love for this vehicle has become a global phenomenon. Every year, Mustang lovers participate in club activities and attend demonstrative rallies to observe this day on April 17th. Today is also commemorated as Herbalist Day every year to on April 17 to honor the herbalist and the important role they have played in our modern lives. Plants and herbs have been used to help humans since the dawn of time. We see in the Ayurveda, which is the first ever known medicine to humankind, use lot of plants and herbs and other foods to treat the diseases and disorders. So the many benefits of plants that we have thus unlocked from our medicinal uses and healing properties to nutrition are primarily contribution of the herbalist everywhere. On this special day, we recognize the vital role and contribution of herbalists. Herbalism is the study of plants and herbs usually for their medicinal purposes. Throughout history, herbalists were mainly focused on studying plants and selling solutions and plants to be used for their healing properties. As such as this field of study developed during the last few decades, herbalists are now able to prepare medicinal plants in a varieties of ways and sell them in pharmacies or online herbal stores. Although the practices date back to the lives of early humans, the profession of an herbalist became a specialty during the medieval period. This profession saw popular growth during the 12th century. As of 17th and 18th centuries, several universities across Europe had specialized courses and degrees for herbalists and several institutions dedicated to the profession. Herbalists are still recognized in many countries, though there are far fewer specialized university courses on the subject. The study of herbs became more specialized in the late 20th century, becoming a part of pharmacy and medicine. Even though herbalism is now part of several scientific disciplines, there are still courses devoted to it. Today, the practice of herbalist is still very common as we constantly rely on herbs for several purposes. The difference, however, is the profession is significantly different from what it was several centuries ago. In recent years, several initiatives and cooperative programs have been organized in several countries to renew herbalism. Today is also commemorated as Melbeck World Day in US. to commemorate the day of first agronomy school, which was founded in Argentina for the study of European grapes, including the Malbec grape. This took place on April 17, 1853, the same year that Argentina's president, Domingo Faustino Sarmiento, asked a French soil expert to bring new grape varieties to his country. In 2011, Wines of Argentina established April 17th as Malbec World. The Malbec grape is used in making red wine. It is an inky purple, thick-skinned grape that originated in France. However, a French viticulturist and amphelographer claimed that the original name of grape was caught and that it hailed from northern Burgundy. Malbec creates such an intense dark red wine that is sometimes blended with wines such as Merlot or Cabernet Sauvignon. Today is also commemorated as National Banana Day in US, which is celebrated on third Wednesday in April. So April 17th this year, today, and we are preparing to have an amazing day doing the best thing with bananas, eating them. Bananas are one of the oldest cultivated fruits in the world. Bananas' popularity spans across the world, and there are thousands of bananas varieties. Bananas are beneficial and versatile, and that can be used in puddings, muffins, pies, sandwiches, bread, cakes, and more. Bananas are popular globally, irrespective of the variety. They get an impressively huge consumption all around the world. Bananas are edible berry fruits that grow in finger-like clusters hanging down from a banana tree. Undoubtedly, the banana fruit is a favorite of many folks. We love bananas too. Their soft and unmatched sweetness make them special, coupled with numerous health benefits they possess. Bananas are good sources of vitamins, carbohydrates, amino acids, and fats. Bananas can be eaten as a meal when peeled and can also be included in other forms of food such as banana bread, pies, chips, cakes, muffins, or smoothies. Annually, more than 100 billion bananas are produced and circulated across the world. The large-scale bananas began in 1834 when they gained popularity and demand. However, 1865 is remarkably noted to be the year bananas gained popularity on the American shores. The first company that dealt in banana importation into America was the Boston Fruit Company, founded by Lorenzo Dow Baker. So the fact that all berries are fruits, therefore berries are a class of fruits. Bananas grow from a flower with a single ovary having a soft and sweet middle and also contain one or more seeds. All these qualities make bananas botanically berries. The ability to balance and choose varieties based on performance are hallmarks of a healthy diet. There is no specific number of bananas that is recommended for consumption daily, but one or two per day is a good start. Some people may dislike bananas, but we love them, and the better way to celebrate National Banana Day is eating them. Interestingly, bananas are the oldest cultivated fruits in the world. Bananas can be eaten uncooked and can be processed or baked. There are about 1,000 varieties, but cannabis is popular in the US. The banana plant is used for treating a wide range of illness. The most popular fruit in the world, it can be found in virtually any kind of grocery store or market. Bananas are highly nutritious, one of the best sources of vitamin B6, which helps the body to produce red blood cells, metabolize fats, carbohydrates, and amino acids. Also, bananas contain sucrose, fructose, and glucose, which are good sources of energy for the body. Overall, banana has add a great value to the human body. Bananas, in comparison to apples, have two times the levels of carbohydrates, three times of much phosphorus, and about five times as much as vitamin A and iron. Even people with diabetes can eat bananas. From time immemorial, and selling of the fruits that generated steady sources of income for farmers, manufacturers, and retailers of food products. Today is also commemorated as National Cheese Ball Day in US. Cheese ball is more than just an adjective describing the Santa sweater your Aunt Jancy wears every Christmas with iron. Cheese balls are actually in vogue again, especially during the holidays, and of course, National Cheese Ball Day on April 17th. Basic ingredients often include cheddar cheese, cream cheese, green onion, and spices, sometimes coated with chopped pecans. You can go vegetarian as well. So think of them as a kind of fresh standing dip with all your favorite flavors rolled into one compact package. Still can't visualize man's greatest creation. Today is also commemorated as National Crawfish Day in US, which is a southern staple food. Crawfish are freshwater crustaceans that resemble small lobsters, which are in fact related to. In certain regions, they are also known as crayfish or crawdads, freshwater lobsters, mountain lobsters, and rock lobsters, among others. In terms of classification, crawfish are members of superfamilies of Astacoida and Parastacoida. Crawfish breathe through gills, which are like feathers. Some crawfish species can be found in brooks and streams where there is flow of fresh water, while others may thrive in swamps and paddy fields. Most Day is also commemorated as National Kickball Day in US. It's time to hit the playground for some good old-fashioned ball kicking action. Kickball is a widely enjoyed sport all around the globe. In some parts of Canada, the game is known as soccer baseball, while in the United Kingdom it is known as football rounders. It has existed since the early 1900s. Originally named kick, baseball The first time National Kickball Day was observed on April 17, 2015. Kickball was founded by Nicholas Sess in 1917 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Kickball is a fun sport enjoyed by people of all ages. Like baseball, two teams compete for points by running around the bases to earn points. With kickball, however, players kick the ball instead of hitting it with the bat. Kickballer uses large inflated rubber balls rather than the smaller, tougher ones used in baseball. The game is often employed as a teaching aid to younger children to get a better grasp of baseball basics. It can serve as an introduction to the world and rules of baseball. Today is also commemorated as No Limits for Deaf Children Day in US. Provided the right platform and encouragement, deaf kids can achieve anything. This is meant to honor and recognize hearing impaired infants across the US. Children with impairments are frequently overlooked with their accomplishments and victories going unnoticed. A day like this paves a way to bring their struggle. Children with impairments are frequently overlooked with their accomplishments and victories going unnoticed. A day like this paves a way to bring their struggles and strengths in front of, and a day like this paves a way to bring struggles and strengths to the forefront and create awareness about the abundance of potential in deaf kids. No Limits for Deaf Children Day is a day to empower youngsters and remind them that they can achieve anything. Today is also commemorated as Syria Independence Day in Syria, which is celebrated on April 17th as a federal holiday honoring the nation. Syria is a nation in Western Asia that is home to deserts, towering mountains, and lush plains. The bulk of the population in the nation are Syrian Arabs, along with Kurds, Turkmen, Assyrians, and other ethnic and religious groups. In addition, it is a country with many different religions, including Sunnis, Christians, and Shiites. Damascus is the country's capital and largest city, and Arabs make up the majority of population in terms of both religion and ethnicity. In a republic, Syria is divided into 14 governorates. Additionally, it belongs to the UN. Today is also commemorated as There's Nothing Like a Dame Day in US. It was created to honor the women of the theatre and films. The idea was further popularized when veteran actress Dames Eileen Atkins, Judy Dench, Joan Floride, and Maggie Smith came together for the documentary There's Nothing Like a Dame. We are here to show you how you can celebrate the day in the best possible and tell you how the term dame has changed over the years. It went from being a female ruler to something that referred to all women. In the UK, dame is a woman who has been honored for her work for a long time. And finally, today, last commemoration of the day. Today is commemorated as Youth Homelessness Matters Day, which is observed on third Wednesday on April 17th this year to raise awareness about public discussion of homeless young people so that they can be sustainable, innovative solutions for supporting their needs and their dreams. Youth Homeless Matters Day is a national campaign held annually since 1990 on the third Wednesday in April or in the middle of Youth Week to raise awareness of youth homelessness among the wider community as well as the decision makers. YHMD is a project of National Youth Coalition for Housing, allowing everyone to take action and the state that youth homeless matters. According to Australia's 2016 census, 28,000 Australians aged 12 to 24 are homeless. The homeless service system in Australia is underfunded and overstretched, resulting in people being turned away. And young people with addictions, mental health issues, and behavioral problems will find it harder to get shelter. It requires lots of 24 by 7 highly trained staff to support these young people. And most city crisis services currently don't have the funding for the level of care. The homeless service system in Australia is underfunded, funded, and overstretched, resulting in people being turned away. And young people of addictions, mental health issues, and behavioral problems will find it harder. So, with this, we shall end the commemorations for the day. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. See you all tomorrow at the same time, the same link with different commemorations. And from next week onwards, we have International Psychology Conference. So we request everyone, whoever would like to make presentations and participate, register for the event. So thank you once again, everyone. Kindly check the email which has been sent to you regarding e-certificates and kindly follow the instructions and complete them. And you can download the certificates from our website.